Imagine waking up in the middle of the night with the worst toothache of your life. Now imagine there are no dentists, no painkillers, no antibiotics, not even a toothbrush. The year is 12,000 BC, and that tiny ache inside your mouth could become a death sentence. But here's the strange part. Some ancient humans somehow survived. Some even lived for decades after losing almost every tooth. How? The answer completely changed what archaeologists thought they knew about prehistoric life. Today, a toothache is miserable. Thousands of years ago, it could be fatal. A tiny cavity could turn into an infection. That infection could spread into the jaw, then into the bloodstream. Without antibiotics, there was almost nothing stopping it. People didn't just fear the pain, they feared what came after it, the swelling, the fever, the unbearable pressure inside the jaw, the slow realization that nothing could save them. One infected tooth could end an entire life. But here's the mystery. If tooth infections were so deadly, how did anyone survive long enough to grow old? The answer surprised archaeologists. Ancient people weren't just survivors. They actually cared for each other. Archaeologists have uncovered skeletons that completely changed our understanding of prehistoric life. Some belonged to elderly people who had almost no teeth left. Not one, not two, almost none. Even stranger, and their jawbones had completely healed. That means they didn't die after losing their teeth. They survived for years. Think about that. No teeth, no supermarkets, no blenders, no mashed potatoes, no protein shakes. So how did they eat? The most likely answer is surprisingly human. Other members of the tribe fed them. Someone probably spent time making food soft enough to swallow. Someone helped them survive. Compassion? Maybe tens of thousands of years older than cities, kingdoms, or written history. But even that wasn't the most shocking discovery. Because eventually, someone decided simply surviving wasn't enough. Someone tried to fix the problem about 9,000 years ago. Someone picked up a stone drill and used it on another person's tooth. Not in Egypt, not in Rome, not in medieval Europe, but in an ancient farming village called Mehrgarh, in what is now Pakistan. Archaeologists found teeth with perfectly round holes. At first, they thought the damage was natural. It wasn't. Under a microscope, the tiny circular marks matched tools used to drill beads. Someone had intentionally drilled human teeth. Picture the scene. A patient lies on the ground. Two people hold their arms still. Another person kneels beside them, pulling a bow back and forth. The stone drill spins faster and faster, grinding directly into the aching tooth. No anesthesia, no numbing injections, no guarantees, just pain and hope. It sounds like something from a horror movie, but it may have been the world's very first dental procedure. Of course, drilling wasn't the only option. Ancient people experimented with nature. Some chewed bitter leaves. Others used tree resins. One of the most fascinating discoveries came from Neanderthals. Scientists found traces of birch tar on their teeth. That wasn't normal food. Birch tar has natural antibacterial properties. It can reduce harmful bacteria. It may even help relieve pain. Did Neanderthals understand chemistry? Probably not. But they understood experience. If chewing something made the pain a little weaker, they remembered it, passed it on, and used it again. Thousands of years before medicine became science, observation was already saving lives. Now comes one of history's strangest beliefs. For thousands of years, people thought toothaches were caused by tiny worms living inside the tooth. The pain, the holes, the decay, all of it was blamed on invisible creatures eating the tooth from the inside. This belief spread across Mesopotamia, Egypt, India, China, and later Europe. Some healers even tried to smoke the worms out. Others burned herbs near the patient's mouth. Some whispered magical spells. Imagine suffering from a terrible tooth infection while someone stands over you, trying to scare away an imaginary worm. It sounds ridiculous today, but for much of human history, People truly believed it. Here's something almost nobody expects. Many hunter-gatherers actually had healthier teeth than the first farmers. That sounds impossible. But archaeology tells a different story. Hunters mostly ate meat, fish, nuts, roots, and wild plants. Very little sugar. Very little starch. Then agriculture arrived. Bread, porridge, grains, more carbohydrates. The bacteria inside human mouths suddenly had an endless food supply. Cavities exploded. Tooth decay became far more common. Ironically, one of humanity's greatest inventions, farming, also became one of the biggest disasters for our teeth. Eventually, sometimes there was only one option left. Remove the tooth. No sterile equipment, no modern forceps, no local anesthetic, just raw strength. Some used sharpened bone tools, others used wooden wedges. Sometimes the tooth came out, sometimes it shattered, sometimes the jaw broke. And if the infection had already spread, even removing the tooth came too late. The pain might finally stop, but the person still wouldn't survive. Every extraction was a gamble. The next time you complain about going to the dentist, remember this. For most of human history, a single toothache could mean weeks of agony or even death. And yet, ancient humans refused to give up. They experimented, they observed nature, they invented tools, they cared for one another. Long before hospitals, long before science, and long before modern medicine, people were already fighting one of humanity's oldest enemies, tooth pain. And somehow, against impossible odds, many of them won.